Good morning, and welcome to episode 62 of Getting Rich. I'm your host, Rich Checkan, president of Asset Strategies International, and today is Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022. Over the past week, Omicron continues to run its course as the Winter Olympics in Beijing gets ready to unfold and kick off. Some eerie scenes coming from the Olympics, not the Olympics I remember from my youth, where people in hazmat suits are greeting athletes and nobody can intermingle, but it is the world we live in right now. Let's hope for a change in the future and soon. Russia continues to amass troops near the borders of Ukraine as strained talks and threats of sanctions continue between Russia and the U.S., but we are still pursuing diplomatic means, and talking is what's in order here, nothing further. Last week's Federal Open Market Committee meeting, the FOMC meeting, Chairman Jerome Powell went full on hawk. He basically said that they were going to go ahead and continue with the plans for 2 to 4, maybe even 5 interest rate hikes in 2022. Of course, we all know that that is meaningless. 1 to 1.25% increase of interest rates from here is silly. Doesn't even make a dent in anything. It's like throwing a drop of water in the ocean. But he's full on hawk. The markets did not like it. Everything sold off, whether it be equities, gold, Bitcoin, you name it. Everything was sold. Investors had a full out mutiny when he went full on hawk. Since then, all the markets are starting to come back a bit. Let's take a look at the prices over the past week. Gold is down to 1803. That's down 2.5% roughly from 1847.60 last week. Silver is down 5%, almost at 22.83 an ounce from 23.99. Platinum is down 0.5% at 1,045, down $7 from 1,052 last week. And palladium continues to climb. It's up 6% to 24.73 from 23.32 last week. The gold-silver ratio, with silver outpacing gold to the downside, crept up a bit, still not quite back to that 80 magic number. It's at 79.28 this week from 77.30 last week. And the US dollar, despite the roiling in the markets, is drifting a bit lower. It's at 95.96, falling back below 96. It was at 96.10 last week. The good news for precious metals buyers as we move into this rate hike cycle is precious metals tend to do well in this environment. Sure, as the announcement comes that rate hikes are coming, it tends to see a sell-off in precious metals. Gold and silver get sold as we approach the rate hikes, and that has been typically the case for the past 4 interest rate increase cycles. Yet, once the interest rate increases begin, for 6 months to a year later, we tend to see prices of precious metals rise. So the good news is yet to come. It may very well signal that right now is the time to take care of business, shore up your gold and silver needs. As always, we'd like you to subscribe and like us here on the YouTube channel. Send us any comments or questions you have to address on the air. Go ahead and subscribe to all of our social media at Asset Strategies International. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter information line, which comes out tomorrow. Great issue, featuring Adrian Day, Omar Ayales, myself, and our own Madeline Coe gives you an update on that hot Palladium market. So you definitely want to subscribe for information line if you haven't already, for our twice weekly alerts, always something interesting. And please don't ever forget, especially in this environment, getting rich starts with keeping what's yours.